Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope your day, your week, and your weekend have been going very well so far. We got a new day, which of course means a new NBA player prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. I have 3 fresh new player props to go ahead and share with you guys in today's NBA slate. But first, before we dive into today's picks, a quick little recap of how we did last night. As you can tell by the thumbnail, we had a good night last night. Hey guys, don't say I didn't warn you. Look, I know we had a terrible week going into yesterday, but I said there's no better day to bounce back and there's no better day to make money than Freaky effing Friday. 5-leg parlay plus 718 odds. Our first Freaky Friday hit of the 2025-26 NBA season. We cashed that bitch. A couple of sweats. The biggest sweat was Franz Wagner's over 5.5 rebounds. He literally got his 6th rebound in the final 30 seconds of that Magic Nets game. So that one was sweaty. Concanupo, massive game. Austin Reeves, massive game. Zubac, massive games. Those 3 were not too worried. Wembanyama, a little bit of a slow start in that game last night versus the Warriors, but had a huge second half. Ended up cashing that line, and we had ourselves a day. All the units we lost this week, we made them back and then some in yesterday's video. Big freaky cash. Let's go, baby. And by the way, guys, as promised, shout out to New Orleans' own Freaky Friday. You have won a free $30 Amazon gift card. Go ahead and DM me on Instagram at TASOSPicks for your gift card. Shout out to New Orleans' own, a good long-time subscriber of the channel, always comments, so giving you your due justice here and giving you that Amazon gift card. But don't worry, we'll have plenty more Freaky Fridays and hopefully a lot more Freaky Friday hits, so plenty more opportunities for you guys to go ahead and win those gift cards. And one last thing before we dive into today's picks, you guys remember who this guy was? Little money gun action. Let's go, baby. It's still going a little slow. Still needs to do batteries, but let's go. Freaky Friday, 5-leg parlay, plus 17 odds. We cashed that. Let's go ahead and do it again today. 3 picks coming your way right now. Let's go. The money gun has certainly seen better days. It's been, if you guys watched last year, towards the end of last year, I don't know if I changed the batteries. It's still going slow. Might have to go invest in a new money gun, but it's going a little slow. So performance issues in older money guns are known to happen. Anyways, today's picks, guys, we have 3 straight bets. No parlays today. We don't want to test our luck that much. First pick in today's video, you can parlay them if you want, I assume. We have Grizzlies at Cavs, 5 p.m. tip-off tonight. And my first pick is Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers over 34.5 points plus assists, which I'm grabbing for minus 113 over on DraftKings. As always, guys, make sure to shop around for the best sportsbook odds available to you. So Donovan Mitchell over 34.5 points plus assists. Really good numbers here. The data is solid across the board here for Mitchell. 73% hit rate on the season. That's 8 of 11 games he's cashed the over, averaging 35.91 points plus assists per game overall this year. And even when you narrow it down, the data is still strong. Last 10 games, obviously 70% hit rate, averaging just about 36 points plus assists per game. Last 5 games, 4 of his last 5 games, he's cashed the over, including 3 straight, averaging 38.2 points plus assists per game over his last 5 games. So like I said, really good numbers across the board from a head-to-head standpoint. The last time he played the Grizzlies on February 23rd of last year, he had 33 points and 6 assists, so he has a cash within the last calendar year against the Grizzlies. We also have this insight provided by Outlier, which states that Donovan Mitchell has exceeded 33.5 points plus assists in 9 of his last 10 games at home dating back to last year, averaging nearly 40 points plus assists per game over the last 10 home games in Cleveland. That includes playoffs, obviously. Now, we're getting at 34.5, not 33.5. So this changes from 9 out of 10 to 8 out of 10. Still really good numbers. The average is still the same. We just get that one less cash there in that Miami game. But still, overall, really good numbers here for Mitchell. And from a matchup standpoint, it's good as well. Overall, the Grizzlies, 21st in points allowed, 24th in assists allowed in general. Now, versus point guards, 17th in points, 2nd in assists. Now, why that matters here, Darius Garland is out, so Mitchell is expected to play some point guard here in this game. You see he's listed as the starting point guard. He's going to play between the 1 and the 2 in this spot. Either way, the one spot, they still give a lot of points to point guards. And versus shooting guards, 29th in the NBA, not NFL, excuse me. 29th in the NBA in points allowed to shooting guards and 27th in assists allowed to shooting guards. And if we jump over the dashboard here over on Guy Boston Sports, We go up to the Cavs-Grizzlies game. You see last 7 games to kind of narrow it down a little bit. Memphis 30th, the worst defense in terms of points allowed to point guards in the NBA over the last 7 games. They are 3rd in assists, so, a little bit better defense-wise against assists, but versus shooting guards, which is where Mitchell normally plays, 27th in points and 26th in assists. And in both those spots, they give a lot of three-pointers to the guards. And if we look over here, we'll do one last thing before we move on to the next player prop, and that is looking at what Mitchell's numbers look like without Darius Garland in the lineup. In last 10 games, dating back to last year, 80% hit rate when Garland does not play and Mitchell does. And 2025 so far, 8 games without Darius Garland. He's cashed the over in 75% of those games, averaging 34.5 points plus assists. And the last time they played Memphis, that game I mentioned earlier, where we had 33 points and 6 assists, they did not have Darius Garland in that game either. So really good numbers across the board here. Really like this player prop, and for -113, the value is certainly there. Our second pick in today's video, moving on to the Raptors-Pacers game, 7 p.m. tip-off. We got Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors over 18.5 points, just straight up points here. We're grabbing that for -105 over on BetMGM, best odds available to me. Now this one, not as good of data, but not terrible either. 50-50 so far this year. He's cashed in 6 of 12 games, averaging 20.17 points per game this season. You narrow it down to the last 5 games, just 2 of his last 5 games, although you have a narrow miss there versus the Sixers. So it's been up and down this year for Scotty Barnes. Last 10 games, 50% hit rate, averaging 20.3 points per game. So like I said, it's kind of all over the place. The important thing from a head-to-head standpoint, now this was over a year ago against the Pacers around Christmas time in December. He had 35 points the last time he played the Pacers. Now again, that's back in December. The Raptors now have Ingram. It's a very different look of a team, but he did have 35 points the last time they played. And obviously the Pacers overall this year, not a very good defensive team, 27th in the NBA in terms of points allowed. You do see Scotty Barnes. He matches up as a power forward in this spot. And versus power forwards this year, the Pacers 19th in points allowed, which is pretty good. Bottom half of the league, good matchup for us. Whoops, logged out of the dashboard there. But we go over the dashboard on Guy Boston Sports, and you look at that Pacers-Raptors matchup here versus power forwards. Indiana 26th in points, straight up over the last 7 games. So it's a good defensive matchup, even versus small forwards, which he does play some small forward, some power forward, 17th and 26th. Either way, whatever way you want to shake it, it looks like, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. It looks like a really good matchup. This is my 4th recording of the day, guys. So I've done a lot of video work this morning. I did NFL, college, a bunch of stuff this morning. So go check out all the other content here on the channel. But yeah, good matchup. Not a lot of head-to-head data, but at least the data we do have is solid. 50% so far this year. It's not terrible. And if we do look at power forwards versus the Pacers the last several games, I mean, you see Lauri Markkanen has a 35-point game there. Yanni has a 33-point game. Even Noah Clowney scored 17. So you have some decent numbers. Kuminga and Green did not do great. You're not seeing these massive games, but you did see a couple of decent players like Markkanen and Giannis Antetokounmpo, who are superstars in their own right. Scotty Barnes being one of those superstars, a little bit below those guys, but right around them. At least Lauri Markkanen. I don't know about Giannis. But pretty good numbers. You see here, he's taking almost 16 shots per game, 4 threes per game. So a healthy amount of volume for Scotty Barnes. That's obviously the key, especially looking at player prop for points. 19 points for Scotty Barnes should not be too hard, especially given the matchup. I like this prop a lot. And our third and final player prop in today's video comes from the Nuggets Timberwolves game, 8 p.m. tip-off. I'm going with Dante DiVincenzo of the Minnesota Timberwolves under 17.5 points plus assists, which I'm grabbing for -109 over on DraftKings. Admittedly, taking an under here is difficult because, like the last player prop, it's 50-50 so far this year. He's averaging 18.08 points plus assists per game overall this year. And you do see he had some big games. Now, they did play last night versus Sacramento. He had cashed the over last night, 20 points and 5 assists against the Kings. And you do see he's averaging around 30 minutes per game, taking a healthy amount of shots, around 10 shots per game, and he's taking almost 8 threes. So it is a big volume of work. However, you do see the shooting splits here. The numbers are shaky. And it really just comes down to the matchup. And that's why I like this. It's not about the actual line itself. It's about the matchup versus Denver. You see 3 straight games versus the Nuggets. He's failed to cash the over. He's averaging 15 points plus assists per game over the last 3 meetings. They have played once already this year, back on October 27th, a couple weeks ago. He did cash the under with 12 points and 4 assists in that game. And if we scroll down to look at the volume numbers there in that matchup, now he took 8 threes, shot 3 for 8, so he actually didn't do terrible from 3. Overall was 3 for 10 shooting, and he had 8 potential assists. He finished with 4. Could have done better, but obviously that's not a terrible shooting night, at least from 3. Against them. And he played almost 30 minutes in that game. So a high amount of volume, honestly, and he still cashed the under. This Nuggets team, very good defensively. You see here overall, third best defense in terms of points allowed per game, seventh best defense in terms of assists allowed per game in general to the entire team. We narrow it down to the point guard, which is where DiVincenzo has been playing lately, is that point guard spot. You see the third best defense in points. Oh, sorry. Sixth best defense in points, 13th best defense in terms of assists. We go over the dashboard on Guy Boston Sports, and you narrow that down to the last 7 games, and they are 9th in points, 25th in assists. So the assist numbers are not great for us matchup-wise, but from a points perspective, they do prevent guards from scoring points. And the key part here, again, considering that DiVincenzo takes a lot of threes, second best defense over the last 7 games in terms of three-pointers allowed to the point guard position. So defensively, it seems to be a good matchup. You also have the insights provided by Outlier, which states, now we are getting it at 17.5. This is 18.5. But he has failed to exceed 18.5 points in 11 of his last 13 games versus top 10 defenses for points allowed, averaging 12.8 points plus assists per game over his last 13 games versus top 10 defenses for points allowed. And if you look at our line of 17.5, only one data point changes here, this one, so it ends up being 10 of 13. So it's a good matchup spot here. This is a guy who plays very well, but when he plays these better defenses, you have seen him struggle a little bit more. The head-to-head history, again, 3 straight, including once this year. I think it's a pretty good spot here to go ahead and fade Dante. So guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Comment money gun. No, let's not do that. I don't know if we'll get flagged in the comments for saying gun. Comment cash. Let's just do cash. Freaky cash. Freaky cash down below in the comment section. If you are watching, they made it through the end of the video, comment freaky cash down below. As always, guys, I appreciate those who watch through the entire video because we do put a lot of work in these videos, win or lose. It feels good to be a winner, though, and after last night, after the week we had, last night was much needed and much deserved. Guys, that's the end of it for me this week. I'll be back on Tuesday. Again, we don't do videos on Sundays and Mondays for now, but that will change in December. We'll start doing Mondays through Saturdays. And actually, sorry, Sundays. Hold on. We're still figuring out the schedule. Point being, come December, we'll do 6 NBA player prop videos a day versus the 5 we're currently doing right now. It's just football right now. A lot of work to be done with the football season in full swing. But anyways, we will be back on Tuesday with another NBA player prop video. Until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your weekend. Let's go ahead and make some more money, baby. Let's finish the week off even stronger.